to another episode of The Last 7, a Newport-based podcast and not so philosophical wax regarding the last 7 days. Very happy to welcome Kenneth Trainer, of course, and Justin Cliff.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, good, thanks, man.
Great. Bit of an ordeal getting here.
Yeah, just a little bit. Okay.
We'll go through some of the changes that have happened for this evening, because obviously this was supposed to be a ram-jam-packed full one. Bongo Pete was supposed to be here. He got in touch with me this afternoon to say that he couldn't be. He was recording. Music comes first. Fuck you. I think those are the exact words he used.
Yeah.
But he says he's going to pop over next Wednesday.
Sweet.
Play some tunage.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, I'm really chuffed about that. So thanks very much, Pete. We'll see you next week. Antonio's not here, and you were nearly not going to be here. It's Thursday we're recording this, and it's 10:20 in the evening. Harping back to the pilot in the old days when we started recording at like 11:30.
Yeah.
When Pete came back from work.
Feels good.
So, if you'd just like to give us an explanation, because after the arm wrestle challenge, I said, we'll be met again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
To which you replied, yes. So 2 weeks was yesterday, the Wednesday.
Yeah.
So if you could just give us a quick explanation about...
Well, yeah, I just fucked up with times and stuff because I wasn't planning to be back until next week.
But next week, you're...
Going to China.
Going
for
to China
2 weeks.
for 2 weeks.
So what I meant was... See you in a couple of months. see you
That's what it was. It was
at my best convenience.
That's right.
And I'm here at my worst convenience. So
is it your worst convenience, or am I paying for some of your train fare and feeding you?
You are paying for some of my train fare, and you are feeding me, and that is a noble thing that you're doing.
I'm not getting paid to be here.
No. I think
that was pretty.
No,
you're not.
But in fairness, Ken, you've had to come from upstairs. So yeah, I've had to come from the West Midlands for this.
So after I realised, after ringing you on Monday, just checking everything's okay for Wednesday, a courtesy call. Imagine if I hadn't called. A courtesy call. I was wondering whether everything was still cool for Wednesday. What? This Wednesday? No, mate. I said 2 weeks. Yep. Yeah. 2 weeks, and it'll be 2 weeks on Wednesday. I don't know. I was livid at this point because we had Pete come in. We had your last challenge with Antonio. So we agreed that you'd be here Thursday. Through trains being late and stuff, that's why it's late. You can't. That can't be helped. Mm-mm. What you could have helped was these text messages today. Just quickly, Justin, what time should I be there? My train is $30 and there better be chili. 8:30, I said. Yeah, a couple of things there, mate. Nice little joke. All will be explained when you get here. I finish at 8:15, so if you want a chance to relax quickly before we turn up, have a wank. Then maybe turn up about 8:15, so we'll have a half hour, because, we're doing it bang on, because I'm going to be late back from work. Justin, at 14:40, what do you need to explain? 15:08. Dude, if it's about cash, I'm skinning, about to go away for 2 weeks, so let me know if you can't chip in ASAP. 15:47. Dude, 4 question marks. 17:05. My train is in half an hour. I'm not boarding it if you're not going to stick to your promises, mate. So I need an answer. 17:08. Tick, 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 tick. So, 17:13. The thing is, mate, I'm at Kate's at the moment and a train home costs 20 quid. Listen to these figures that he pulls out of his asshole.
I know. You read them to me earlier. They changed so much, Jay. I don't know what.
To be honest, they were approximations, and then I actually looked into it and realised actually how much money this was going to cost me to get here and back home by the time I needed to be home. So
when do you need to be home?
Tonight. My parents were expecting me to get home. Yeah, so I fucked that up as well.
Legend.
And I thought I could come here, record this, and then get the last train home.
Right, yeah, the trains are fucked, so that was the issue.
So yeah, I've been stuck in Worcester for an hour longer than I expected. But anyway, please do go on.
The thing is, mate, I'm at Kate's at the moment, lovely Kate, and a train home costs 20 quid. Now I have to get a train from here to Newport, which costs 35 quid, and then to Shropshire from Newport, which is 40 odd quid as well. So there's not a sniff I'm paying 70 quid to do this.
It's fair, I think.
17:18. Not if I bother to pay it. 20 minutes. 17:21. 15 minutes. 17:22. Dude, if you don't answer, I'm not coming. At this point, I haven't got my phone anywhere near me.
I know.
Dude, if you don't answer, I'm not coming. I really need the cash. Sorry, mate. 17:27. Come on, man. 17:30. Right, I haven't caught the train. I text you at 3 p.m. to tell me if you were going to give me the cash and you haven't replied. 17.54. I'm not coming, mate. It's 14 quid to get home from here. 70 quid to do a round trip, which is like 5 hours longer.
All true facts and information, might I say. Right. Approximations of money, but sure.
I've changed things about and you haven't given me a straight answer. And I asked you at 3 p.m. as to whether you're paying my fare. And I'm fucking skint, mate. And I can't really be doing with this. So, at 6 o'clock, after being at work all day, through appointments and meetings all day, 1813. Sigh. I sighed. I didn't write sigh. I've just read all of this and seen your calls. I'm at work until 8 and have been in meetings until now. Of course I was going to pay your fare and everything else I said I do. I'm beyond upset that you didn't trust me. Didn't think that I obviously wasn't near my phone, deliberately ignoring you when I've stressed how important tonight is. And that the podcast is fucked. Call me. 1815. Joke. I'm on the train. Love you. I expect cold cash and hot chili. And then I replied, I think I've just broken a photocopier.
I tell you what, he came home saying he'd broken a photocopier.
Yeah.
And I, asked him what happened. He read me those. And I said, so how is it broken? And he went, I just, the last time I punched a photocopier, it broke.
So angry.
Yeah.
That for
I
the
read
second
all of
time
it.
in
I
his
saw
life.
your missed calls. I read all of those texts and then went, just say what you feel. You're beyond upset. Why didn't he trust you? Of course that's right. Come on, just call me and we'll at least have a conversation about it. It's not worth a friendship. We can joke about as much as the fair and stuff like that. You know what I mean? If you hadn't have made it, so be it. I would have been angry for a day. And then several days afterwards until I'd seen you again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I finished that and then just fucking smashed a photocopier.
Can I just refer us back to actually what wasn't 3 p.m, which was a generous 3 p.m. for me, another approximation of time, which was actually 22:03.
Okay.
When I text you and said, 20 to 2, I text you and said, what time is my train? It's 30, no, what time do you need me there? My train is $30, and there better be chili. And you text me back saying, yeah, ... Couple of things there, mate. All will be explained when you get here. I finish at 8:15, so if you want a chance to relax quickly, have a wank before we start, then turn up then. Right? So, my impression of that vague response to my question, are you going to give me 30 quid, right, angered me because you didn't respond, and that was at 20 to 3. And then I text you at 20 to 3.
All day.
3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock,
yeah.
6 o'clock, asking for you to confirm if you were going to give me this money and stuff. What was it that was changed, yeah? And a couple of things there, mate. All will be explained when you get here. What were you going to explain to me?
It was a joke. This harps back to...
No! This is it, right? This is... But you can't do that kind of stuff over text message. I read it and I thought, right, fucker, he's not going to fucking give me the money, like. So that was it.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Have you had the money?
No, I haven't had the money. Where is it?
All will be explained. How about something I said to Justin, which was, after reading, like, cinema text every now and again, it was a job interview you went for, which you got, and I said, what was the job for? It was like, I'm going to be wanking off horses to artificially inseminate mares. And then I was just scroll back quickly, and there was not one serious conversation. And I don't think it happens in real life.
No.
Very much. So when we get to a point where I'm like, this is really important, mate, you're like, really important. Like my balls are really important.
That's the problem. It's like a boy who cries wolf thing, isn't it? When we're always constantly talking bollocks, you can't have a real conversation amidst that bollocks because you just assume it's more bollocks.
In truth, that's what the podcast was designed to do. I was like, right, I need therapeutic work in order to speak to my friends properly because one day they're going to need to be somewhere on time. And I'm going to say, look, I'm getting married. Is there any chance you could turf up at 2 o'clock? Yeah, 2 o'clock. What are you getting married to? your mum. No, you've met her and stuff. It's going to be fine. No, I'd really like you to be best man if anything. Best man? You're best man? You want to bum me or something? Is that how it goes? I'm your best man. So you've got loads of men, have you?
Yeah.
And this week it has come out to bite me in the ass. So from now on, all silliness is reserved for Wednesdays or Thursdays when we do this podcast, and nothing else. Every text message I want from you needs to be like specific. Hello Dan, how are you?
Yeah, it will be from now on, don't worry. And then we'll avoid this confusion and we'll avoid upsetting one another as we've done today. I was just, I don't know, I was just grumpy, I think. I was just in a pissy mood anyway. And
there's no need to apologise, man. You're here now and that's the important thing.
Yeah, and happy to be here as well.
Good
Absolutely
stuff.
No problem.
That's great. We will, of course, bring up the lies that you told from then until now, which is really
lies. They're just mistakes. I'm shit with dates and times.
You've not got a diary?
Yeah, I got various diaries.
That's the problem.
Yeah. That's definitely the problem.
Well, now that that's all sorted, let's make it a good one.
All right.
Plenty of energy.
Yeah, good. And I'm sleeping in tonight.
Great.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't tell you that.
It'll have to be. It's 30 quid a night.
I'll sleep outside.
Lovely tortoise box out there.
I'd rather be cold and 30 quid.
This has been a week fraught with best and worst things, man. I've got quite a few, to be fair. The worst thing was organising this evening and then sort of slowly being told who was pulling out and for various reasons. Kat from off of Canada, now Australia, is going to be here on Saturday.
No.
She's going to come. Yeah, Marilyn, our cat, what we talk about a lot,
was
bought for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Marilyn's mum.
She is Marilyn's mum. That's why her name is Marilyn, lovely, gorgeous, Albright Peacock.
Beautiful.
So yeah, she'll be here on Saturday. She's coming to see the cat and going out on the lash in Cardiff with everybody we used to share a house with.
Very nice work.
Yeah, man. So that's going to be brilliant, and I'm very
next
much
week that's going to be your
that.
best thing of the week, probably.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Is the point?
Good.
The best thing for the next 7.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. Best thing this week though, man.
Nice.
That's a difficult one. Oh no. Saw Queens of the Stone Age at Reading Festival from the comfort of my own sofa.
Brilliant.
Why does anybody buy a ticket?
I don't know.
That was who I wanted to see. They played a killer set. It was nearly 2 hours long.
Really?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
They started off with no shite, maybe 2-3 songs from newer albums, Little Sister and the like. Everything else from Rated R and Songs for the Deaf. It was fucking brilliant.
Brilliant.
It was great. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Enjoying festivals from the comfort of your sofa is one of the great
If you ever
things.
want to recreate the festival atmosphere in your own living room, just open the door and every window so it's really cold, and every now and again just take a shit in the hall.
If you want to recreate Reading Festival, yeah.
Yeah.
Just invite a drunk 16-year-old in. Well, I've just been to a festival for... I worked the week leading up to it and then the weekend that it was on.
It was only for a weekend, 'cause you've gone a long while and you were always there.
Yeah. Well, Kate is the programmer on it. She's the programming administrator. That's her official role.
Her gig.
So it's pretty awesome. But she's only been in the job for 2 months, so all the bands and stuff are already booked. But it was her job to like liaise with them when they got on site and made sure they get to the stage and like sort all of their pay and the finance and all this kind of stuff. She's
Your girlfriend is so cool.
Dude, I'm so impressed with her over that weekend. Like,
isn't it good watching like someone you love being like capable at something?
Yeah, amazingly capable. Yeah, it was amazing.
Like, capable, that sounds like really rubbish. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know exactly
job.
what you mean. Yeah. Like beyond capable. Definitely my best thing of the week. Like being there for the week leading up to it, the actual weekend itself. There's a very important thing I should say about Greenbelt. Maybe it's important, but it didn't seem that important when I was there, is that it's a faith and worship festival. So it's mainly about Christianity, but they did like loads of discussions about like the Muslim faith and religion.
Okay.
They did loads of talks about like Judaism, and they did loads of talks about atheism. They did Owen Jones was there and did like a political like talk for an hour. So that was like one amazing part. I got to see some amazing bands, some amazing music, mate. Yeah,
like Christian metal or anything like that.
There was Christian metal, yeah. There was
Sanctified.
There was like gothic hymns. There was, and there was like metal and worship, and it was on at like 10:30 at night.
Jesus.
For like 14 to 18-year-olds, metal in this tent. It was amazing. Like it was amazing. It's really kind of like, I don't know. In terms of religion and all that kind of stuff, it hasn't really changed my mind. It hasn't really like done anything. But it's
Thanks science.
Well, yeah, thanks science. But no, it was just balls out awesome. It was really good. Everyone there was friendly. I was there on the Tuesday. The festival finishes on a Monday. It's pretty unusual like that. It starts on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. All those things have got timetables and bookings and stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
was he there?
Who? Yeah, well, I imagine so in the hearts and minds of many people, but it was fucking amazing, man. It was really good. Everyone there was the utmost of friendly. I made so many friends, spoke to so many strangers and stuff. And the festival site on the Tuesday was spotless. Honestly, yeah, dude, it was spotless. The campsite was immaculate. Like, there would have been no come down tent or any version of it anywhere on site. Like, absolutely nowhere. Portaloos were the cleanest things I've ever been in. Always had bog roll. You know, it was amazing. The spirit behind it and the fucking attitude of the people that were there was mind blowing. I would highly recommend it. I would seriously recommend going there, even if you're not a person of faith or worship. It is totally, it like enlightened me in so many other ways. Just made me like, you know, way happy and like way willing to talk to people and stuff. I just had like an hour-long conversation with someone on the train, which typically I don't think would have happened. I wouldn't have engaged with somebody in conversation.
Oh, you turned into one of them.
Good.
Not. I don't mean a Christian or anything like that. I mean a person who will just strike up a conversation with you on a train.
No, I know that. Yeah,
we are British, Justin. What you do on a train with people you don't know is awkwardly sit by them if you have to, and then read whatever you've got, any text message, any paper that you find on the floor, the metro that you've kept from April.
Yeah, I know. Just read your receipts on the train, just to avoid conversation. Wear headphones even if you've got no MP3 player or device, just so people think you're listening to music and they can't interact with you. That's what I would have done.
I've read receipts before on a train, but only to convince other people that I'm a businessman. I'm really chuffed you had a good time. You know, I know I've spoken about atheism and being kind of harsh on belief in anything supernatural, but I've also taken great pains to say that belief in itself is not an issue at all. Believe what the hell you like. You're free. And if that brings you comfort and if that brings you inspiration, that's absolutely awesome. And it didn't sound like anybody was trying to preach to you or shove anything down your throat.
No, absolutely not.
Like a priest to a choir boy. But no, it sounds like you had a good time, and I'm glad that you did. And I might take it in next year.
Yeah, dude, I would honestly, I'd strongly recommend it. I went into the bookshop, which I thought was just going to be like full of books, right? Just
Bibles.
Yeah, dude, it was. Yeah, there was like two racks of Bibles, and they're all in like different covers and like different things, and they've got like pages that you can like do your own kind of like writings and notes in and all that kind of stuff. Like loads of different Bibles. All the books were Christian related in some way, but then they had Owen Jones's book because he was there. They had like contributors' books, like if they were like a politician that was not a politician but somebody who's involved in politics there. Okay. They're all different kinds of books and stuff. But they had like books like slamming atheism. It was brilliant. And they were like the evolution of atheism. And on the front cover,
oh, that's a good title.
That was so good. And on the front cover is like a mocked up version of the 12th Supper. With the Last Supper, that's it. Yeah, I don't know why I said the 12th Supper. There's 12 people at this.
There's 12 disciples.
There you go.
Oh, no,
that's what I was
13.
thinking. Because what I was going to say was the cover that they did only had 6 people on it. It had like Christopher Hitchens. It had like Richard Dawkins.
Seen it.
But they're all have you seen it? They're all mocked up. They're all like caricatured, but so grotesquely and stuff. I was like, this isn't a fair sway of the argument here. Like at least the God Delusion has just got like a red squiggle on it. It hasn't got like Christianity's, sort of.
Do you know why that is?
What?
It's because they're wrong.
What?
So they have to sing to the lowest common denominator, ad hominem attacks. Yeah, and I hear Christopher Hitchens, apparently he drank a lot. Do you know when, because he had throat cancer, right? Many Christians went on to say that was the punishment that God gave him for using his voice to spite God throughout his life. So very Christian of them there.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I've learned really is everyone's an individual. And and the faith itself is so varied and so diverse. Like some people believe in certain different sects and stuff. A guy I was working with is a physicist, is a scientist who lives in Aberystwyth and stuff. And he's all about
and a believer, is it? Or?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course you can be both, man. People think they're like Christian scientist is a misnomer, or it just leads to sort of pseudoscience. But the only people who call themselves Christian scientists are the one who advocate a young Earth and who want to try and disprove evolution as if such a thing were possible. But there are scientists who are Christians, who are Muslims, who are Jews, who are Hindus and Buddhists probably.
Of course there is, yeah. And they don't all believe in a young Earth, and they don't all believe in that, and they take what they will from it and stuff.
It's like a ridiculously small percentage. They get notoriety because they're ridiculous. Richard Dawkins refuses to debate with people like William Lane Craig, who are Christian apologists, because he feels that giving them a platform is way too much. He said something that he quoted from another head of department, I think, at his university, an Australian guy. And he said, I won't debate young Earth creationists because that would look good on your CV, not so good on mine. Ken, good thing of the week?
quite excited when Alf laid one of her eggs.
Holy shit! One of our tortoises laid an egg.
Seriously?
Yeah. Alf.
Quite excited.
Yeah, it's an Alf, which at least is like a respectable female name.
No, they didn't know that she was a female.
Ah, right.
When they named her Alf.
Yeah.
But Jan doesn't really care about the sex of the tortoises.
Well, I found out something about sexing tortoises. Not sexing like having sex with them, but not even finding out what sex
Is it just like offering to buy them a drink and like warming them up and like, asking them if they come here quite a lot?
The good thing about cold-blooded animals is that you just have to move them somewhere a bit cold and then they just don't move. It's fun.
Yeah, the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, just chuck them in the fridge.
That'd be awful to make love to that.
That's where the original word "frape" came from. We came back from work. Alf was in a corner because she's had eggs for a while apparently, and like we put Jan put a load of sand because they need a corner and they need a load of sand to sort of bury eggs in. Came back, there's a little white egg there. Then took out an electric heater because it was quite cold. It was sort of early evening. Took out an electric heater so that she was nice and warm, but we're careful not to sort of cook the egg. And then Jan took it away and put it in an incubator that she's got now. Because they have to be kept warm and where they normally live it's warm anyway, so that's what the sand does, is incubate it. But you take it away and it has to be kept between 29 and 32 degrees Celsius for 60 days and then it'll hatch. In the first 7 to 14 days is the most important in terms of the sex of the tortoise. And a lot of reptiles, most notably in crocodiles, if you keep the egg at between 29 and 30 degrees Celsius, it will probably be female. Whoa. If you keep it at 30 to 32 degrees Celsius, it will more than likely be male.
Whoa. Nice. So there's a pattern, I guess, people who breed them and stuff like that. They put different eggs in different incubators and keep them at different temperatures to kind of try and ensure that they get different genders and stuff like that.
The best thing about it though was because Alf's only laid one so far, although she's been at that corner a little bit and she's still really heavy and she's solidly. Jan says she's like a breeze block. That sort of thing, and she's solid, packed full of eggs. But she said that 2 of them will be named after me and Dan.
Ah, that's amazing.
Isn't that lovely?
Regardless of their gender. So Ken could be
a
little female, Dan could be a little female, doesn't matter. Nice, and Alf would be your mother's.
Basically, yeah.
Would be their mother, is what I mean to say. Amazing. I want a tortoise off her. That's what I want.
Okay.
I want a pet tortoise. I spoke to her about it. When I knew that she had the first batch of eggs, I was like, yeah, I want one. I would love one. But then she said, yeah, you have to put them in your will. Yeah, you have to hand them down.
Yeah, they're going to outlive you.
So right, I'm not up for a pet for life. I'll get a rat, 3 years tops, so I'll get bored of it.
If well looked after, 2 of the tortoises outside now will definitely outlive all 3 of us.
Whoa.
They're brilliant though. They are the best pets. But unfortunately, the summers are shit here. So we had a month when they first moved in. When they moved in.
Yeah, that's great.
Have you got anything stuffed? No, my house is of course on my back.
My nomination for Cunt of the Week is Uber Facts on Twitter.
Oh God.
I like, when I first signed up to it, I was like, this is really cool. There's some really interesting stuff. Gives you a few good facts for the day. Gives approximately about 10 a day facts on that Twitter feed. So he's a busy guy. I know it's just one guy who's running it and stuff. But the fabric of his integrity has well and truly been torn. Like if you can like post one bullshit fact, then all your other facts come into question. But so what I've done is I've collected my favourite good facts that if the bullshit facts weren't there, I'd have no problem in just like digesting and believing. And then I've collected my favourite bullshit facts, which outnumber my favourite facts. And these are only from the past, let's say, 20 days, right? So
should we give it a theme tune?
Yeah.
Justin Cliff's Uber Facts, bullshit facts from Uber Facts.
Nice. Okay, so this one's pretty good. I haven't looked any of these up. I'm buying these first 3, right? Peter Pan's creator gave the rights to a children's hospital so they could always collect the royalties to fund the hospital.
Lovely.
Lovely fact.
Yeah, Peter Pan.
That's genuine.
What?
Who wrote Peter Pan?
J.M. Barrie.
J.M. Barrie. Can you look that up? See if that's true, Ken?
Oh, cool.
Right. So there's that one, right? When crying for help, call out to specific people, e.g., you in the green shirt. as people are more likely to act.
Yeah, of course.
This one's good, right? But again, it's not an uber fact. It's just quite interesting, right? That's given me an idea. I'll go back to it. So this one. The word mortgage comes from a French word that means death contract.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that is right, yeah.
Brilliant fact. I'm happy that I know that. Didn't know that before. Thank you, Uber Facts. You've given me that. However, you've also said this. A loyal dog once stopped his owner from committing suicide by knocking the gun out of the owner's hand. Right?
Who told that story? A lonely man contemplating suicide?
Yeah.
Or the dog?
And what I like is the use of the word loyal. Like if it was a dog knocked the gun out of the owner's hand that was committing suicide, that'd be a fact. It would be a really shit fact, but it'd be a fact if the dog accidentally knocked the gun out of the man's hand. But the fact the word loyal is in there definitely suggests that the dog's fucking motive was to save his owner's life. Right? And I know we've had many discussions on cognitive thought and what that is, but that is just beyond. Here comes another one, right? Pablo Escobar spent as much as $2,500 every month on rubber bands to hold all of his money together.
I've got a book called Marching Powder that will nearly verify that fact, I think.
That's the thing that comes up about him, it's one of the things that people say. He had so much money.
During Pablo Escobar's reign, at the top of the Medellin cartel, cocaine made up 85% of Colombia's GDP. The other 15 taken up by coffee, tourism, and bananas.
The other 15 was made up with those things that are really popular.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Well, yeah, fair enough. But I still think that is an absolute pluck from thin air bullshit.
It seems like millions of elastic bands, doesn't it?
It would be.
I agree that it doesn't belong on a thing called Uber Facts, and I'm not even sure that, that's right. I'm just saying that he was rich, and that just might be like some sort of formula that somebody's done. Yeah. How many elastic bands would it take to wrap up $100,000 or $10,000?
That's what I tried to do. I couldn't do it. I couldn't work it out. It was far too much maths. But $2,500 every month on elastic bands. Yeah. All I'd say is his elastic band salesman was a genius. Like, go in there every month for like that. Yeah, have you got my $2,500 for these elastic bands? Do you know what I mean? Just like, here you go, $2,500.
They might have been They might have been of excellent quality.
It's bullshit.
No, you're right. I do agree, man.
Right, next fact.
So much maths.
You need a license to dance in Sweden. Like, what the fuck is that? I've been to Sweden, and I'm pretty sure I danced when I was there. I filled out no paperwork. I got no plastic card, and I was not arrested. What the fuck does that mean?
Can you imagine, though, if you were an inspector, you had to go to discos and nightclubs?
Someone's just tapping their foot, and they're like, wait, you got your provisional?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. You think the people with L plates are at a hen party? They're not.
Yeah.
So I remember on the subway system in Berlin, like, because they don't have barriers, but you got tickets, and so there's guys that ride these big, hard, bouncer-looking guys in like bomber jackets and stuff. Every so often you're on the train, someone just stands up with a pass.
Yeah,
goes around and checks that you've got a ticket and the right ticket, and they fine you on the spot if you don't. And I could see a similar
system working in nightclubs.
Maybe you were just lucky, mate.
I think I might have been, yeah.
Strike or something.
Yeah. Surely that is not a thing. Like, that's not a thing.
You know what? It's probably extrapolated from, in order to be a professional dancer, you need a special type of license.
But that's not what he's offered. I mean, he's got plenty more characters to use, but he's intentionally written a short one here. You need a license to dance in Sweden. That's all the information he's given. That's an Uber fact, right? Last one. I've already spoken about this one with you. It's another one that questions cognition and that kind of animal's thoughts. My favourite, God rest his soul, Coco the gorilla, which I assume is a famous gorilla in a zoo somewhere, cried over Robin Williams' death. Like, if that gorilla has enough fucking conscious thought to not only recognise that Robin Williams has died, but to have such a connection with him through, I assume, movies, that he would cry.
We spoke lovingly, I feel, about Robin Williams.
Absolutely.
And long may it continue, because he's brought a lot of joy. But you're totally right, man. Like, the gorilla was in the cage, and they were like, oh, he's not gonna like this. Like, he was like just in his like bale of hay with his portable DVD player. Watching
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, watching Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello. How do we tell him?
I mean, I'm reading about Coco now. Very interesting.
I doubt it.
Can you sign language?
A lot of chimps can.
Well, according to her long-term trainer, she's able to understand more than 1,000 signs based on American Sign Language.
Yeah.
And can understand approximately 2,000 words of spoken English.
That's right, but she wouldn't give context to the sign, Robin Williams is dead.
No.
Although not unique, Coco is one of the few non-humans known to keep pets. Researchers at the Gorilla Foundation said that Coco asked for a cat for Christmas in 1983. Ron Conn, a biologist with the foundation, explained to the Los Angeles Times that when she was given a lifelike stuffed animal, she was less than satisfied. She did not play with it and continued to sign sad. So on her birthday in July 1984, she was able to choose a kitten from a litter. Coco selected a grey male Manx from the litter of abandoned kittens and named him All Ball.
Named him Ooh Ooh. Oh, fuck, named him.
In December of that same year, All Ball escaped from Coco's cage and was hit and killed by a car.
Why is that funny?
It's just because it's owned by a gorilla. I imagine if cognitive thought exists amongst animals, it exists amongst that cat, and that cat is thinking, what the fuck have they put me in here for? She's fucking manhandling me all the time.
Well, they keep the trainer...
I reckon it was suicide by the cat.
Well, the trainer,
death by traffic.
Patterson said that when she signed to Coco that All Ball had gone, Coco signed bad, sad, bad, and frown, cry, frown, sad. Patterson also reported later hearing Coco making the sound similar to human weeping.
So, I say, it's an ambitious task, but we start some kind of revolt against Uber facts, because it's just not right. We've gone full circle around to talking about bullshit non-facts, so that's my nomination for Cunt of the Week, Uber facts.
God alive, that was a good one. That was a really good one. And I think it spawned another branch to this podcast.
I think you should just do it from the Last 7 Twitter page.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Just tweet facts that sound, and people should send them in as well, because they're fun to make up, surely.
Yeah.
Like 11 monkeys once stole a car and drove across the border of Mexico and were arrested.
Yeah. Allegedly, it would take an infinite number of monkeys on an infinite number of typewriters to type the works of Shakespeare. This experiment was completed in Arizona with only 400 monkeys on 503 typewriters.
And it only actually took 11 hours, which was miraculous, if anything.
Yeah, it was amazing. They'd read it before.
Yeah. But they were all grieving over, like, Robin Williams. They just cracked on.
They just kept typing, Mrs. Doubtfire, Goodwill Hunting, Dead Poet Society, sad.
Yeah. So, are you going to go on to your cut of the week? Or?
Yeah. It's a horrendous story, man. That's what I thought the link was earlier.
I think I know what this story is.
A surrogate mother signed up to a program where you can obviously become a surrogate, and did it selflessly, as you would do if you were a surrogate, for people who couldn't have children, maybe couldn't afford IVF. And she had twins, which is common because when people are surrogates, they receive a lot of IVF, so there's a greater chance of them getting pregnant. It's kind of part of the deal. So twins, multiple births are very common. She had twins. One of them has motor neuron disease. And when explaining that to the person who she was carrying children for, they said, you can keep the baby that's got a disability. I don't want a drooling fucking cabbage.
No. This is a different story that I've heard. What the fuck is this?
Are you the one the Down
I'm on the one about
kids?
the Down syndrome kids.
It was linked in that. Yeah, no. Was that was it in the Philippines?
Yeah, I think so.
No, that can't be. Is that an actual quote then?
It was what the surrogate said about it. It was printed. It was in quotation marks. The source wasn't named to protect sort of their anonymity throughout the thing. However, they're sort of asterisks out and everything.
Fuck.
But they're going to keep the baby and they're going to raise it as their own.
For them.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
fucking
hell
good
yeah.
for them. And,
Yeah.
and what do you mean they're going to keep that? They're not giving the other baby away, are they? To these fucking decrepit, horrible, not decrepit, but
Do you know what?
fucking rancid people.
That was not even something after reading that I'd consider.
No, I'd be like,
What would you do?
fuck off.
What
I'm
would
not
you
going to
do?
put a well baby in your hands, you demented assholes.
Evil fuck.
How the fuck could you say that? Keep the drooling cabbage, I'll take the healthy one. And then what will you do?
I don't know
Raise
if
it
there
on
are
some
maybe-
kind
I
of
don't know
child
if it-
farm?
Well, yeah, no, you're entirely right. In which case, the fucking horridness of this story just continues, because if there's like a contractual obligation, surely there'd be grounds to argue that they weren't fit parents. To
God, do you know what? I came in here with Uber facts as cunt of the week, but you and I work off two slightly different levels of cunt.
No, of course, man. It's just I hate bringing up real news, to be honest, but that had to be said, if only for the quote. Unnamed surrogate parents. You are this week's cunts of the week and for life. It's a shame there's no hell for you to go to. You twisted fucks. You should be in charge of a life. Any life, including your own. Kill yourselves.
No, seriously, kill yourself.
Yeah, no, you thought we were joking just for thinking. You thought we were going to put horrible cunt after that. No. Directly to you. Kill yourselves.
Horrible cunts.
If you want to get in contact with us for any reason, give us your nominations for Hero of the Week, Cunt of the Week, a question of tone for when he's back. You can email us, thelast7podcast@gmail.com, or follow us on Twitter @thelast7. Hero of the Week, then, it's going to have to go to old Dickie Attenborough. Sir Dickie Attenborough. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't Dickie as well.
Yeah, I'm sure amongst his close friends it was.
We're going back to the original tradition of Hero of the Week, in that they're dead, or they have died very recently.
Yeah, that was always the
Should we
theme.
rename it Corpse of the Week?
Yeah, heroic corpse of the week.
Richard Attenborough, then, in the film industry, 60 years,
Oh yeah, easily.
big time.
His first acting credit, according to this list, is 1942,
Fantastic.
Fuck.
and his last credit, he directed and produced a film in 2007 called Closing the Ring, which I don't know, but
Yeah, in 2007.
Yeah, he
like-
shouldn't have got into sort of gay porn and that kind of thing, but, you know, times were hard.
It
and
marred
money
a
was
brilliant
tight.
career that includes Gandhi, of course,
Jurassic Park,
Chaplin.
of course.
and that's it.
Chaplin, he directed that.
He
as well.
did direct Chaplin.
Chaplin, yeah,
Robert
and that's
Downey
not
Jr.
it. Nightmare on not Nightmare on Elm Street.
Miracle
Miracle
on
on
34th
3rd Street. Yeah,
Nightmare on 34th Street.
yeah.
Somebody should do that to that trailer like they did with Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh,
That
yes.
Mrs. Doubtfire
Put it
horror
out
trailer.
there as a
And
challenge
I'll
for any
check-
budding editors.
I'll
But mind
check-
you, we shouldn't put all this stuff in. He's died really recently. Maybe it's too soon. And he's Hero of the Week. Let's not talk down about him.
He is Hero of the Week. I'm not talking down about him. I love that. I think the first film I saw him in was Jurassic Park. Go for a filmography, Ken.
The Great Escape.
Oh, for fuck's sake! How do you forget Christmas?
I don't remember The Great Escape. I watched it when I was really, really little, and genuinely the only memory I have of it, and I don't even think it's a true memory, I don't even think it's my memory, but it's just Steve McQueen on a motorbike going over a fence.
One half the fence, yeah.
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 That's bang on. That's the memory, if anything.
That's all I remember.
Like Del Boy falling through the bar. That's the memory that you'll have of The Great Escape.
Brilliant film.
It's a brilliant story.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
It's in Brighton Rock as well, of course.
Yeah.
Ah.
Dr. Dolittle.
What?
Oh, the original.
No.
The original, obviously.
Yeah, fucking right.
Oh, he's blacked up.
He plays the big guy.
Richard Attenborough in The Clumps.
Yeah.
Another big film, A Bridge Too Far.
Bridge Too Far.
Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Bridge Too Far. I feel almost ashamed because you've looked at me like I should be ashamed. Both of you. Just cut me a glance there.
Sorry.
Only joking.
A Bridge Too Far is a war film. It's set in World War II.
Right.
A war movie about it's an operation. They go to get through behind the German line, don't they? And they have to try and capture so many bridges, don't they? To like,
it's a strategic point. So they think like if we attack these with so many, like with a small force and take these bridges, then they'll be confined to this one bridge, and we'll be able to kick ass.
Oh, nice. When you first said war films, I thought you said water films. And I thought
that well-known genre.
That extremely well-known genre that exists of A Bridge Too Far and Waterworld. Those are the two films in that genre.
Oh, The Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah, if you click on that genre on Netflix, those are the three movies that come. Well, not The Little Mermaid, they haven't got the rights for it, but those two others, A Bridge Too Far and Waterworld. Isn't it weird that he made Waterworld, and then, this might have happened the other way around.
With Kevin Costner.
Yeah, and then he made The Postman, which is basically Waterworld, just on land.
Yeah.
The Postman is one of the worst films I've ever seen. I like Waterworld. I think it's good.
Yeah, but you like Dances with Wolves. But anyway, we keep...
Shut the fuck up about that. I'm happy to hear any, counter argument to why Waterworld is not a great film, but not Dances with Wolves. No way.
Ken, what's your standing point here?
I don't think it's a terrible film. I don't think it's the greatest film ever. It didn't make a big impact on me.
Jesus.
The two
Avatar,
three times
however, is a fantastic film.
You hate Avatar.
The storyline, the idea of a white Western man integrating with this native, humble community. Where does he get his ideas? Genius.
That's the point. They're not all portrayed like in loads of Westerns, or especially now in sort of modern culture, Native Americans as peace-loving, animal-loving...
Casino owners.
Yeah. No, they're horrible. He goes to war with them and things like that. It's such a good movie.
Anyway, again, we digress.
Yeah, that's right.
Richard Attenborough, you have made us talk about film, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's well worth it, man. Jurassic Park, in particular, fucking amazing. That's the first film I saw him in, and then Miracle on 34th Street with the young lass who played Matilda.
Yeah, again, I've not seen it, but
he's Santa.
Of course he is.
Yeah. Nobody looks loads like Santa as well.
He is Santa.
It's really good, Miracle.
You wait until Christmas now. Nothing. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying it's really good. I like it a lot, Miracle on 34th Street. Yeah. I really like the thing because the plot of it is he says he's Santa and they say he's not, and it all culminates in them going to court, and the way they win.
Oh, this is great. Yeah,
the way they win is with the on like the American on the currency, so like a dollar bill it says "In God We Trust."
Yeah.
And that's how they win because the guy they circle it and give it to the judge, and the judge is like, well, if the government, the institution of the United States of America can invoke God, then we can't prove if God is real or not. Then the fact we can't prove if he's Santa or not, then we can rule that he is Santa because it's all about this depressing thing of reality,
sounds fucking
killing
great.
the magic, and saying like, well, no, he's clearly not Santa, and they're going to lose, and it's going to be proven in a court of law that he's not Santa. But that's how they get around it, and it's really clever and really brilliant.
Little girl gives him a Christmas card, and it's got a dollar bill there. But he sort of ruins the point that Ken made very articulately by the judge standing up and waving his arms at the end of it. It's this court's ruling that there is a Santa Claus and his name is Kris Kringle. Everybody cheers in the court.
Yeah, because that judge believed he could be an MC and a compere. That's why. Yeah,
it turns out though, mate, because even though it is about truth, where truth lies, is there beauty in truth if the truth is harsh and disturbing. But then at the end of the film, well, everybody gets what they want for Christmas.
Yeah, and there is no better ending than that.
No. It's a bit annoying that the family at the centre of it are like really rich because the dad is like sort of defending him in court and they're amazing. So the little girl is like, I just want a house and a family and a brother. Yeah. And then she gets up on Christmas morning and her mum's wearing this ridiculous diamond ring. They're in a house that has pillars outside of it, and then towards she just sort of rubs her stomach and stuff.
Yeah. When you're a kid, right, and you're told that, how I mean, I know how, but how I can't quite get that I believed that once. Do you know what I mean? Like, really? What? He goes to every house.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, right.
when?
I see.
Like,
I thought you were going to make a point about pregnancy, where babies come from. When you're a kid, how do you get that?
I was all prepared because I was about to say I never had the sex talk. At no point did either parent.
Really? That's where you thought I was going with that?
Yeah.
Why would I just randomly bring that up?
The last thing we talked about was pregnancy.
Ah, yeah. No. Santa Claus.
Are you in this conversation?
Yeah. Who's pregnant?
What? The
Who's
mum?
What about
pregnant?
the end of Miracle on 30?
Oh, you haven't said that she's pregnant yet?
Yeah.
It was
That's the
heavily
thing.
implied.
It's the little girl's wish. She wants, a house and family and a brother. And then the mum at Christmas, rubbing her belly.
Yeah, I've taken this somewhere wrong.
Where we go?
Don't question Santa, for fuck's sake. It doesn't rely on him performing some kind of miracle. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, he
One of the
should have
best
just
Christmas films.
just hovered.
It is. It's amazing. Muppet Christmas Carol, number 1. Miracle on 34th Street, number 2. That's what I'm going for.
Thank you, Richard Edinburgh. Speaking about heroes as well, I just want to bring up something I read during the week about Robin Williams.
Great.
It's something that Alesh Kott, brilliant writer of Zero, comic book, he put this quote up on his website, on his Tumblr, which is his website. It's from a guy called Brian Lord, who I don't know who he is, but I haven't looked into it that much. I haven't done any research.
No, that's fine.
But essentially, he's talking about writers and working in entertainment in showbiz, but like as running a looking after artists in venues and things like that, which is essentially some of the things you've been involved in the last week, isn't it?
Yeah.
He says, when I got Robin Williams as writer, I was very surprised by what I found. He actually had a requirement that for every single event or film he did, the company hiring him also had to hire a certain number of homeless people and put them to work. I never watched a Robin Williams movie the same way after that. I'm sure that on his own time and with his own money, he was working with these people in need. But he'd also decided to use his clout as an entertainer to make sure that production companies and event planners also learned the value of giving people a chance to work their way back. I wonder how many production companies continued this practice into the next non-Robin Williams project, as well as how many people got a chance at a job and the pride of earning an income, even temporarily, from his actions. He was a great multiplier of his impact. Let's hope that impact lives on without him.
Fucking A.
Isn't that brilliant?
Yeah.
As if
That's
all
so
the joy
good.
he's given everybody in this room and millions of people, with films that he's made, as a happiness. You also have accolades like that.
Yeah.
Once you've, gone voluntarily.
Yeah. What did you ever do, Richard Attenborough?
Talking about heroic things, it is true.
Hero of the week, 2 weeks running, buddy. Robin Williams pipped you to the post, mate.
You think it's 2 weeks running, but you confuse 2 weeks with 4 weeks. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
I'm only joking.
The other thing, that thing about J.M. Barrie, it is true, while we're talking about heroic things. He gave the rights to all the Peter Pan works to Great Ormond Street Hospital.
Oh, fantastic.
What
And
a fucking man.
They continue to benefit from that. So that's one uber fact thing that it is actually true.
Good. Well, they're not cunt of the week, so, we can
No,
say
they're definitely not. No, they are. It took a serious turn, unfortunately.
No, it's great. I'm glad that I know that fact. That's amazing that he did that.
Do you want to do a quiz?
Oh! Have we got a jingle suitable for a quiz?
Yep. So, Justin Cliff, your specialist subject is the life and times of Lembit Opik.
What? Okay.
Are you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for this.
Then I'll begin. What is Lembit Opik's real name?
Lembit Opik.
Correct.
Nice.
Where was Lembit Opik born?
Reading.
No, it was in Bangor in County Down.
Nice.
For what constituency was Lembit Opik a Member of Parliament from May the 1st, 1997 until May the 6th, 2010?
Labour.
What constituency?
Oh.
Place.
Yeah. Sheffield.
Montgomeryshire. It's in Wales, mate.
Yeah, that's not a place.
Lembit Opik,
It's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Lembit Opik was elected to the Federal Executive Committee of which political party in 1991?
Labour.
No. The Liberal Democrats.
Oh.
He was a Liberal Democrat MP, wasn't he? Lembit Opik was elected as a councillor on which city council in 1992?
Manchester.
Newcastle. Lembit Opik earned a degree in philosophy from which university?
Oxford.
University of Bristol.
Oof.
Lembit
I think I
Opik...
knew that, actually.
You didn't.
Yeah, clearly not. You know it now, but...
Let me, like,
Rubbish.
wangle some pride out.
Right, let's see.
You know who was elected the MP for Montgomeryshire?
Yeah.
Really?
I heard it recently.
Lembit Opik is a long-time passionate supporter of MAG UK and has served as its Director of Communications and Public Affairs since the 23rd of November 2013. But what does MAG stand for?
Man against goat.
Motorcycle Action Group. Sounds like a film.
Cool,
He was
man.
definitely moving on that
What a fucking
motorbike.
dude.
For which national newspaper did Lembit Opik write a column which reportedly earned him £5,000 per year?
The Telegraph.
The Daily Sport. Which football team does Lembit Opik support?
Tottenham Hotspur.
Nope, it's Leicester City because his mum lives in Leicester.
That's right.
What book did Lembit Opik co-author with Hilary Bird and Ulvi Musma, published by Oval Books in 2010?
The Hungry Caterpillar.
No, it's Xenophobe's Guide to the Estonians. Because he is, by descent, Estonian. To which podcast does Lembit Opik regularly contribute?
Vicariously, The Last Seven.
It's actually one called Political Takeout. My research revealed. He does a comedy spot.
Why
Right,
is it-
well, Lembit, you're obviously au fait with the podcast.
Yeah, and
So
you
why
listen.
You definitely listen. So listen to, first of all, a great pitch for a TV idea, and then second, a whole quiz devoted to you, in which Justin scored 1 out of a possible...
Well, we're not finished yet.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
What is the name of Lembit Opik's television programme currently in pre-production?
Opic fail.
Opik Win Fail.
Oh,
I'll
big
give him
win for
that.
yeah.
What did
You
Lembit
didn't
Opik...
say Opic win fail on the podcast, guys.
what
It's
did
recorded.
Lembit
We
Op-
can listen back to it.
What did Lembit Opik tweet a picture of himself doing on the 15th of August 2014?
Oh, one of the buckets over there.
He was riding a motorbike.
Yeah,
you
you
should
did.
have listened to last week's episode of The Last Seven.
That's right.
And finally, what has Lembit Opik been up to this week?
Raising money for something.
He probably has. The actual answer is I don't know because he hasn't tweeted anything this week at all.
Oh,
so I've got no idea about his
right.
activities.
That's okay. Lembit Opik, as well as anybody listening, if you want to contribute or come on the show, that would be brilliant. We'll pitch you the idea live. You can follow us on Twitter at TheLast7. What am I on about? Lembit Opik already does. Anybody else, you can follow us on Twitter at TheLast7 or email us, thelast7podcast@gmail.com.
And we just want to point out as well, we are Lembit Opik supporters.
Yeah, we're all fans.
Regardless of that, I know nothing about him.
You should know loads about him by now.
Well, I know that now, and that's interesting.
Good.
But I mean, I voted. I voted Lib Dem.
Just to round off our little Lembit section here, I think we should all watch the video for Pot Wound, the debut single from The Good Sons. Now, the thing about that I like, right, is he's clearly given, I'll give you an hour of my time, I'll come up, muck about, have some fun,
Yeah.
and then I'm off. And
Yeah.
that's
The result
kind
of
of what
that.
that is. But I like it for that reason.
Oh, I like it a lot.
Well, I've chucked a link up to that video, so I hope you've watched it and then rejoined us. Ken, that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I thought so. But it looks like he just went up, mucked about, had a bit of a laugh, and and that was
just
it. And they just edited it together.
Just
And
learned the
I-
song and went up there and danced. Yeah, it was great.
And I like
Remember,
that.
you're obviously up for the crack, so just pop to Newport and appear on the Last 7 podcast.
Or we could wire him in from somewhere, right?
Nah, turn up. I think that
There's always chili and 30 quid as well, Lembit. So that's
Well, no,
how you can claim that as expenses.
Well, that'll be different because I'm asking him to guest, and if he does or not, you should be here. You should have been here yesterday, but now I've had to pay you 30 quid and make you.
You're not paying me 30 quid.
Not chilly. I am paying you 30 quid.
Anyway, again, we digress.
Yeah, totally. This week in history.
Go.
Nice. This week in 2006, we spoke about the robbery of the Scream and Madonna
Yes.
from the Monk Museum.
We did.
This week in 2006, they were recovered. and taken back.
So you followed a little bit of history in our time, but
it came up on Wikipedia. To be completely honest.
Did you say this day last week, those things got stolen?
Yeah,
you would know this if you
you would know this if you listened to the podcast.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm asking.
Vain prick.
No, I only haven't listened to it because I haven't had Wi-Fi.
This week in history involved the theft of paintings from the Monk Museum.
So almost 2 years to the day they were recovered as well.
It's almost like time travel then, isn't it, what you've done?
Basically, we've compressed 2 years into
It's very good.
Best thing about it, quickly, if you didn't listen to last week's, which you definitely didn't, Justin, was, they were robbed from these two extremely famous and valuable paintings, were taken from the Monk Museum at gunpoint. So there was no...
big art...
heist. I said it's because of the Ocean's films. There was no sort of 14-man team, each with a different role. They saw them at gunpoint, and then there's video footage of them running down the street with the paintings under the arm.
Oh, holy shit.
Brilliant robbery.
Yeah. Brilliant art robbery. Right then, I've assembled the greatest team from around the world. Contortionist, a gambler, a man who knows on how to take many guises, and I've assembled you all so we could rob the finest work of art the world has ever... just behind him. Two guys just run out with guns and just fucking nail it down the street with the paintings. Right, I'm afraid it's been a wasted trip, gents. Unless, of course, we want to chase the gunned fellows, but I don't think your contortionery will come very handy there. Yeah.
This week, Thomas Edison, he had a mention a couple of weeks ago as well.
He did indeed.
He patented the motion picture camera, the video camera.
Did he invent it?
In 1891.
Well, yeah. I mean...
Do you know when the projector was invented? So the means to show your film.
Yeah.
Was invented 6 years later.
I'm sure there's another one.
I have captured pictures in motion. Can we see them?
If you look really, really... If you squint your eye a lot and let me just run this film past your face.
Yeah, I can.
Look, it's a horse running. It's hurting me now, Thomas. Look at it. It runs majestically. Anyway, so there's another invention like that where the thing was invented and an actual thing you could use it on.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, I've just remembered it. It's the tin opener, right?
Was invented before tins?
No. They invented tins, and then tin openers weren't invented until like 6 years later.
Right, okay.
Like tin openers weren't invented until after, so obviously people just cut the tin open.
Yeah.
So that's
smash it up. Or if you're Popeye, just squeeze it really hard at the bottom. You ever try that with beans? It's impossible, and if you do it, it's a mess and dangerous. Speaking of things that were invented by necessity, people think for some reason that electric light was due to mains electricity, and that's how everybody had lights in their home. But it was the other way around. People had lights in their home and wanted electric light so much because it was made from a generator I watched a program basically about the first manor house to have electric light. And they use like different filaments in light bulbs because what you do is pass a current through a filament between two wires.
Yeah.
So they use bamboo and all sorts. It glows white hot and it's made iridescent by the glass bulb around it. It's in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't, it would react with the oxygen and then it would just burn up. Loads of manor houses had electric lights made by generator, and that was the reason for all mains electricity.
Fuck.
So there was a cheaper way of doing it.
Imagine how important that family who first got that manor house, that rich family, stinking rich, how much they advanced electricity and people having it in our normal homes by wanting to be the first people who had it, because it would have been such a great thing to do.
There's a place called Cragside Manor.
So Cragside Manor, so they paid money for those scientists who had the ability to do it, and that paved the way to all fucking forms of electricity.
Do you know what? It didn't get the light bulb, the way to make sort of that sort of light, didn't only give rise to mains electricity, because they realised that you had to have it in a vacuum. Valves, the valves that they used in order to make them, gave rise to radio transistors. So radio and television was possible because of the science. From that came silicon, and you can have microscopic transistors on silicon that you bounce photons off, and that creates LED TVs.
Shit.
Yeah, so it like paved the way for all of those things.
Fucking hell. There you go.
Superb lens grinding and things like that.
Yeah, that really wealthy family just went to some guys, you know. I mean, this is all supposition, but...
Yeah. If you want to get in contact with us about anything, nominations for Hero of the Week, Cunt of the Week, a question of tone, your best and worst things of the week, you can email us, thelast7podcast@gmail.com, or follow us on Twitter @thelast7, or have a look at all the previous episodes on the Facebook page. This week, Superman, Action Comics #1.
Oh, right, yeah.
Sold on eBay, of all places. First appearance of Superman, iconic cover with him, sort of green car above him. How much do you reckon?
I reckon, like, a lot, but not as much as you think. Like, a lot for what it is, but not as much as you think. I'd say it's in the millions. I'd say it's near to 1. I'm going to go with $1 million.
$3 and a bit million.
Fuck!
£1.9 million.
1.9
I think
million
it's
pounds.
There's a rating for
not
comic
just-
books, Ken, that you'll be aware of, isn't there, man? Out of
Yeah,
10.
that's what I was going to say. It's not just a comic. I think it's the highest graded.
Yeah, there are 2 that exist that are 9 out of 10,
Yeah.
and this is one of them.
There's a company you can pay to, they call it slabbing. The slab your comics, which is basically that they will look and grade it out of 10. But it's, 9.0, 9.1, 8.5, you know.
Okay.
And it gets it based on a criteria, and then it's sort of sealed inside this plastic case that's got a certificate thing in the top saying the grading and stuff to prove it, and as long as it's still sealed within this, then that is the grading of the comic.
That's amazing.
So you get a lot of guys, obviously, if you owned a copy of Action Comics #1, you would do that,
Yeah.
But you get other people, I think a lot of other stuff, I think guys do it regularly for bits of their collection or recent stuff as well.
They slab their comics.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what the company calls it, but that tends to be what.
Oh, nice! That is fucking cool.
9 out of 10. The difference between this one and the one that was sold a few years ago is that pages decolour, especially white.
Yeah.
It becomes like
the old
oxidised and
paper
it becomes
and the ink,
very much yellow, and it disintegrates, man. It's an old comic book.
Yeah.
But this one had white pages. So there must have been some other faults with it, because the other one was a 9 because it had yellow pages, but it must have been in better condition in other ways. But yeah, nearly £2 million. Tell Justin about your book.
Oh yeah, I've tried to buy a catalogue from a Martin Boyce exhibition. Now Martin Boyce is a Scottish sculptor artist. He won the Turner Prize in I think 2011, 2012, recently.
Right.
Yeah, I think his work's brilliant. So yeah, I tried to buy this one catalogue and I ordered it, and a different catalogue came. Now this can happen when you buy it secondhand on Amazon because the catalogues are called Martin Boyce. Basically, that's the title, and so I ordered one. It was a show called Undead Dreams, and this other catalogue arrived, and then I ordered it again, and a separate catalogue arrived. So I've got 2 different Martin Boyce catalogues. I've got a load of them. The only one I don't have is the one I was originally trying to buy.
Yeah.
But one of the other ones, which is called This Place Is Dreaming, when I was just looking on Amazon the other day, Dan was there just to see if the book I want, the Undead Dreams one, is available for a decent price. The book This Place Is Dreaming, which I'd got by mistake from someone, there's like a 1 copy on there someone's selling for like £4,500.
£4,500.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
What? So how much was the one you ordered?
I think it was like 10, 15 quid.
So you got 15 quid and they sent you a
Something
now
like that. It
£4,000 book.
Yeah, it
That's
wasn't
fucking
loads.
brilliant. So you've got a £4,000 book upstairs? That's dangerous information to put out on a podcast.
Well, if anybody, wanted to pay £4,000, no one's bought the one on Amazon yet for that much money, so I don't suppose. And I'm sure you could buy it in other places.
Justin, this milk challenge, mate. I was happy to take Antonio's place, but you want to face off properly. It's going to be a whole month before this happens.
The thing is, I don't think people should wait that long to hear men drink milk. I don't. But you
go
will
to China.
beat me. Yeah, I'll be away for 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to be back in 3 weeks.
Yeah, maybe 4.
Why 4?
Because I'm not sure when I'm getting back. I don't know what I'll be doing. I might get back on like Thursday. I don't know. Anyway, I will drink milk with you. Let's do it.
I'm not doing it now, mate.
Are you joking?
It's 25 past midnight. I've got to go to work in the morning.
So you'll have a belly full of milk. You'll have a great time.
Or I'll be projectile vomiting.
Is that what it does to you? Who suggested this challenge?
Jazz.
Fucking cruel. It makes you shit and vomit the next day. So, people, you are going to wait 4 weeks, approximately, maybe 3, to hear 2 men drink milk.
This week's recording has been absolutely fucking fraught with peril. So I would like to extend massive thanks to my co-participants this week. Kenneth Trainer. Still keeping up with that. And Justin Cliff for travelling all the way here when he should have been here yesterday and that I'm paying him with food and money for. Thanks.
Thank you, Dan.
No problem. The Last 7 podcast was recorded at my flat, edited at my flat, with additional material by Punra and DJ Alchemy.